Good morning. It's April 6th. We are going to jump over here and look at the S&P. And just a reminder, if you have not already subscribed, you can subscribe to the channel and you'll get notifications whenever we go live. And since we've been doing these in the morning where we're doing the pre-market walkthrough, want to you'll want to be getting notified of that when we do go live, and also doing the reviews as well. So go ahead and subscribe, and let's jump over here and look at today. So of course yesterday we put in the high at 73.75, which was 2 ticks above the KP. And in Globex they did get just a little bit higher at 74.50. And I've been saying that's not really supposed to be high enough. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. This is going to be, if they can get above, let's say, this little swing right here. So we'll talk about targets for the upside, and then we'll talk about how far they can come back and still go up there. So 62 quarter area, 61, 62, 62 quarter. If they can get up above this, and that should open the door. If they can really break above here and then maybe come back and then hold it, that should open the door for uh, 4,076 plus. If you look at, it's going to depend a little bit on the timing of when they could get there. So there's 74 quarter. There's 75.85. So if it were right out of the gate, it's about that midpoint. Yeah, so right out of the gate, it's about that midpoint. But if it gets, as it gets later on in the day, let's say by, let's kind of just go through this. I'll give you this. So by right here, so let's say 7:30 Pacific time, it's up here. It's that 75, 75, and then right there, and then by 9 o'clock Pacific, it's that 78 area. Okay. And then if they were to take that out, we have a target back up here around the, so if you look up here, so somewhere between here and here, the 74 and 78, we're looking for that. But it should, it's likely a new high. So that's just to start off. The next target is really kind of a little bit dependent on the timing, but if we do a midpoint in here, which I wouldn't often do, so you can ignore everything but this. So this would be 82.75. So then your next target's this 82.75 up to 84.50. And then above here, things open up quite a bit. So there's 90, let's call it 90 quarter, and 93.50. Also, key turns is at 94.50. So I'd kind of just keep an eye on this. There's a little bit of room up here. So much up above this area, things really start opening up. So I'm kind of looking for, are they going to probe up here? This is kind of enough for, you could maybe probe a point or so through here. And then above that would be at least back to here. But then above that, things really start to open up. Um, Bigger picture, things get much, much, much stronger. So this could be enough for the time being, maybe a probe up into here. But if they start getting up above here and showing strength, I mean, we really have like another, it would be back up to like 41.35 plus. So not back up, that's new all-time highs. So, you know, there's quite a bit of room for this thing to run if that is the case. So up above, let's take these one at a time up here, but up above this one for sure, and if they are holding up above this, yeah, it's there's lots and lots of room up there. So things kind of start to get wild at that point. Okay, so what are we looking at here? This is obviously just a fib that I drew in when I did yesterday's video actually. So let's just go look right here. This was the pullback in the Globex at 52 quarter, and they didn't quite get back to this 50.75. So, what is on the table for today? Let's just talk about this. So, anywhere between this, if they do come back a bit lower, anywhere between this 50, 75, and I'm not sure that's quite low enough, but there's a couple of things in here. I am looking for, let's say if they do come down here, then possible this top area holds right here, okay? And then, and that's only about a point or so lower than the KP. So this top area could hold. Actually, really anywhere in here between, in these top three could hold. And if they do take out this midpoint, so if they come down here and they take out this midpoint, and let's say they come down to here, and if they can't get back up above over here, then buy side's over. No, then we're coming lower. We've got more room lower. So can't really take this out by much. If they do come down into here, we would need to see immediately strong buying and a rip off of these back up in above over back up above this KP over here. If that doesn't happen, then back to this CP, but bigger picture. Uh, could even be back into here. Maybe, so this would be a breakdown if this were to happen, and it would be, yeah, back, at a minimum, it would be back to here, this 30 area, and then 28 quarter area. And there's plenty of room here for this thing. Back to the midpoint of these would be significant. So there's just some room. If that were to happen, that would be a change in a scenario. So let's just kind of monitor that as we go along. If they do end up coming lower, no lower than this area right here. And then if they do come lower than that, they would immediately need, it would be a big warning sign if they were to take that out, and then it would need to really recover quickly back up above here. Otherwise, game over for buy side. So there you have it's not entirely necessary that they come lower, but they would need to. Key turns is right here at 6150, and they would need to take out key turns and then break up above this. So on the open, it could be a little tricky because you could see a probe and then it come back through it. But if they do break above this area, so strong break above it, a pull back to it, and it doesn't have to come right back to it. It might only come back to 62 or something like that. Maybe only 63. Could come back down, but a break and then hold and then off to the races again. So there you have it. Hopefully that gives you some areas of interest and what to look for and where you can trade that. We're still gonna need to break out here for anything. If if they aren't going to come back lower, what I'm looking for is a break, come back and hold, and then take off again. Or I'll be looking to buy it down lower. So there you have it, and I'll see you in the review video. Trade safe, trade a step at a time, trade smart, and I'll see you later today.